Hey guys, I'm David DeMuzio.
And I'm Steve Cook.
This is Hair Loss Hope, and today we have a question from Sushila. And Sushila says, I recently went to one of the most famous hair transplant clinics in my country for my front hairline transplant, where the surgeon told me that they use special FUE technique, where they make slits first and then extract the grafts from donor area and then transplant it directly into the slits without storing the hair graft in any kind of medium, due to which graft survivability increases and there is a 99% graft survivability rate. Is this technique real? This question is very similar to a lot of questions that we get here on Hair Loss Hope, and it's basically someone explaining the technique of the clinic that they're talking to or surgeon that they're talking to, and that surgeon or consultant or whoever explaining that we do this special thing that no one else does, and so we are special. Everybody wants the best, and I feel that. I'm kind of that way in life in general. Like I want to take you to the best. Like if you come to Nashville, I'm going to take you to get the best cup of coffee in Nashville. I feel like I believe I have found the place that has the best tasting cup of coffee to me in Nashville. So I'm all about like the best everything, and I want the best guitar. I've got to test out like 100 microphones before I buy the best microphone. And and so I feel you if you're like that. So the best FUE technique. Steve, what is the best FUE technique? There's so many. You tell us.
Well, David, it's a great question. And it kind of circles back to the beginning of what we talk about in a lot of our videos. And that is, in my experience, it's not so much about the technique of that particular doctor. It's the quality, the board certification. Is that doctor a specialist? And does he have the work to prove that he does great work? So, as you go through the website, as you visit the clinic, or whatever means you do of research, it's important to make sure you see various examples of patients like yourself. Now, back to the question, this particular technique that I know is a good technique. I believe it's called direct hair implant, DHI. And what happens a lot with FUE, because now FUE has been out there for a good 15 to 20 years, over the last 5 years, it's gotten a lot better. Clinics have gotten a lot better at doing it. And what that means, which is great for you and great for me and great for you, is that there's more clinics that are better at it. So they start to try to differentiate themselves. And they're trying to promote, which is fine, that their technique is superior and why you should buy into that. I look at it where once I choose doctor, clinic, specialist, and whatnot, how comfortable is that doctor doing that procedure on me with my type donor hair? Now, keep in mind, if you've watched our previous videos, I have poor donor hair. He has really good donor hair, David does. But I've had an FUE procedure recently and it was very successful. The techniques used by these different specialists is really what they're most comfortable with. As long as they're able to deliver the results, what do they feel most comfortable with? David and I were talking about this question prior to this video, and I had told him years ago I started studying hair transplantation across the board, and I started to align myself with doctors that used microscopes for dissection. And it just made sense to me that when you have better magnification, you can get closer to making a smaller graft to pack it tighter to give you a thicker hairline. And then I kind of got some pushback from other clinics that didn't use microscopes that, oh, no, we're really good. Like I'm really young, I have really good eyes, or I'm using loupes. And I'm like, no, you could do better if you use the microscope. So there is some argument out there that certain machines or certain tools or instruments that these doctors use can enhance the ability for them to do better with the grafts. But as long as they're delivering results and working on the best patients, by that I mean turning away patients where the survival rate is going to be 50% anyway, I don't care what type of technique you use. That's a no-no. So I think that's what it comes down to. So you're going to see many different types of YouTube videos, many different types of clinics that are doing the patient's leaning this way, the patient's leaning that way, the patient's laying flat, the patient's sitting up, different techniques. But as long as these doctors are delivering the results, I'm a buyer. I'm a fan.
So much emphasis is given on technique or given on tools when this is more of an art or skill-based process. It's kind of like if you were going to give me a basketball, but it's the best basketball that money can buy, or give Michael Jordan some random basketball off, a court on a playground somewhere, and then then you were going to bet money on who was going to make the most shots. Like, would you bet on me? Absolutely not. Or, the same thing. If you give me the most expensive microphone in the world and the most expensive Yamaha grand piano, and then you're going to tell me to record a song, or you can give Elton John a $2,000 piano and a SM57 $100 microphone, like, whose song is probably going to sound better? Doing a surgery like this is a skill. It's like a skill that people are honed, and it's an art, and it's something that they've studied, not only gone to medical school, but then spent years practicing these things and enhancing and getting better every single day. As a patient, you should be focusing on what are their results. If that's really what you should be looking at. And how do they consult you as well? And how do they feel when you're speaking with them? And are they empathetic? And are they coming in line with the things that you're watching on these videos where it seems like they care about you as a patient and being there for you long term to help you through this, because this is a medical process that you're going through. It's in essence almost like a disease that you're being taken through, so with a doctor and a surgeon. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this is helpful.